following is a production of the MIRE, the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. The MIRE is brought to you by the Grundy Hoops Academy, working hard to get better. By Chuck Prescott at Rubin Ehrlich and Buckley PC. By Midori Sushi. By Certitude Solutions and Resonant Analytics. By Montgomery Orthodontics. By Brian Vanozzi and Jeff Miller of Princeton Orthopedics. And by the Levy, Ingalls, Fromelt and Green family.
Coach, welcome to the 2017-2018 season.
Thanks, man. This is an elaborate setup we got working here.
We're trying,
Mr. Glock. Jesus.
We're trying to upgrade here,
wow.
Coach. Trying to upgrade a little bit.
I feel like I'm important or something.
You are. You're important to us.
Yeah.
Always.
That's about it.
So any good TV show, when you start a new season of it, you always get the previously on. As you look back on the 2016-2017 season, the previously on, what comes out, in your head?
Ups and downs, man. Ups and downs. That was a season last year where I really just couldn't put my finger on it. I've thought about last season a lot. We got off to a great start. We were 8-3, and then we end 11-15, and it was something like I've never experienced in my career before. We couldn't, like, even in the lean years in the beginning. We've never had as extensive losing streaks as we had last season, and I don't really know why. I mean, we lost. Like I said, we had 15 losses last year. 11 of those 15 losses were by 5 points or less. We had teams beaten, and we couldn't put them away. For whatever reason, we could not put them away. So, whether that was Hunterdon Central on the road or Hunterdon Central at home, Phillipsburg at home, these were all games that we led in the fourth quarter. And, the basketball gods weren't on our side last year for whatever reason. But I'm hoping that it balances back out this year. Those guys last year worked just as hard as any other team we've ever had. It wasn't a lack of working. It was just ball just didn't break our way. The bounces didn't go our way, and at the end of the year, you're 11-15.
How difficult was that for you? You created a culture of, where you were hoping that a year like that was behind you, and then to kind of look at it and say, wow, how did we kind of get back to that? What was that like
tough.
for you?
It was tough. Very, very tough. I never... I've gone through the stats ad nauseum, 12-14, 12-13, 12-14, 11-15, my first 4 years, and then we've been really good ever since then. I never ever thought I would have another losing season, to be honest with you, and we did. And I don't want this to come off like I'm being negative, because it wasn't. It was a great experience. Matt Remsen, Danny Engels, Matt Summers, Akash, Chris Thompson, Haas, all those guys. So very important to me. So very important to the fabric of this basketball family. Like I keep saying, it just didn't shake out the way that anyone of us had envisioned it, especially after starting 8-3. But I have to believe that my coaching staff and myself, we're going to be better for it. The players who experienced last year and experienced those close losses are going to be better for it this year. And I guess we'll find out on Saturday if that's true.
One of the things that I'm always interested in to find out, and I have to imagine I'm not alone in this, is that sometimes coaches, exactly what you're going to get from year to year with them, and I never know what I'm going to get year to year from you, because, and I say that as a compliment, because I feel like you're one of the most adaptable coaches, especially at the high school level, and we've seen your team identity be a lot of different things. Yep. What's this team's identity going to be this year?
Defense. We're going back to the matchup zone, which we haven't run in a couple years. It's a defense that I think it fits our personality. But more importantly, it fits our personnel. I'm not the type of coach, and not that there's anything wrong with the type of coach that I'm describing, but I'm not the type of coach that, this is what we're going to do, and I'm gonna fit you into this because it's what I'm comfortable doing. I feel like you have to adapt your coaching style and your coaching philosophy to an extent to the talent that you have and to the players that you have. So myself and Coach Bassford and Coach Molars and Mike Remsen and Coach Margon, we made the decision that this is the way we're going to go defensively with the matchup zone, and kind of let the chips fall where they may. You know this. You've been around me a lot. You know the teams that we go against.
Talk about the conference, the division a little bit. Kind of what you're expecting out of everybody, because I know things may be a little bit more competitive than we were used to this year.
Our division this year, from top to bottom, is probably the toughest that it's ever been, since I've been here. This is my 13th year. So there's going to be a lot of games where we're going to have to shorten the game. And we're going to try to do that with our defense. And we're going to try to make teams really try to figure out what the heck is going on here. Are they man? Are they zone? How are they covering the cutters? How are they covering ball screens?
Coach, we know you prepare, extensive scouting reports, game to game. And how much do you feel like that is an important factor as your guys kind of enter into a lot of these competitive games?
And it's stuff that we can change from game to game, from scouting report to scouting report. We always do, I like to believe that my coaching staff and I always do a very good job scouting. And, we've told the players already this year that their ability to not memorize but understand the scouting reports is going to be crucial to our success this year, because you got to know where the shooters are. You got to know where the drive first kids are. You got to know who wants to go right, who wants to go left, who's going to shoot off the bounce. Who's a rhythm shooter. They're going to have to know all that, because that's going to dictate what our defense does.
Let's play a little word association really quickly. First thing that comes into your mind, how not having this person fits into your team this year. Matt Remsen.
Tough. It's going to be tough to replace him, for sure. I mean, there's a kid that saw some time on the 27-2 team. He was a one-man press break for us. But like I've told the guys who are going to be handling the ball for us this year, I don't need you to be Matt. You're not Matt. Don't try to be Matt. Just be you. And if that means instead of trying to split 2 or split 3, you're going to reverse the ball because, Kevin's got a better angle to attack the defense, or Riley's got a better angle, or Kyle has a mismatch and he can bring the ball up easier. That's what we're going to have to do. And it goes back to, what we were talking about before. It's going to be a scouting report thing. We as coaches have to do a better job of seeing who's the weak link defensively. And that guy's going to bring the ball up for, God, I mean, you go all the way back to the Ryan McCoy days. That was something we never really had to worry about. And not to say that Kevin, Riley, and Kyle aren't great ball handlers. But it's just going to be kind of like, in NFL, they talk about running back committee by committee. It's going to be kind of that with our point guard this year.
Danny Ingles.
Hustle, and leader. Danny was not the most vocal guy in the world, but you watch him play, you watch him go completely parallel with the ground at Watchung Hills, and that's what Danny Ingles was for you. And everybody fed off of that. It was if that two-sport varsity athlete can give it all, then why can't I? So, I would like to believe that the other guys learned from him because he was around. He was a 3-year varsity player for us. I'd like to believe that they learned from that, and they'll take some Danny with them on the court.
Kevin Fromell.
Crucial. His play this year is going to be crucial for us. He knows that. Him and I have talked about that at length. He knows that he's going to have to handle the ball. He knows that he's going to have to play 32 minutes at points, and he knows. And this is interesting because the captains had reached out to me, and they we were going back and forth talking, and they were like, "Coach, can we say something to Kevin, Kyle, and Riley, and just let them know how important they are to this team?" I said, "Fellas, you don't need to ask me that. You're captains. You go and do it." And one of the things they told Kevin was, your importance to this team isn't wrapped up in just points. If you can handle the ball for an entire game and only have 1 turnover, if you can get 5 or 6 rebounds, if you can get 3 or 4 steals, if you could take a couple charges, and in those games you're only scoring 4, 6, 8 points, that's fine. Don't let your importance to this team be wrapped up in just points. And I thought that was very interesting that they said that to him. And you've seen a difference in Kevin over our last 2 scrimmages this past Monday and Tuesday versus a good Plainfield team and a very good Westfield team. You saw Kevin really kind of embrace what his captains told him.
Kyle Howard.
Draymond Green. And he knows this. We had a practice, the very first day you could practice in the spring. It was a Sunday. It was, oh my God, felt like it was 900 degrees. It was so hot. We couldn't practice here at the school because it was a Sunday. So I got the guys together at Van Horn Park. So we were at Van Horn Park, and it was very, very hot. And I started that practice by going through all of our varsity guys, and I said, in order for us to be successful this year, everybody has to understand their role. Are you a shooter? Are you a screener? This is as it pertains to our 5-out offense. And with Kyle, I said, this doesn't pertain to 5-out offense or defense. This is your role. You have to be Draymond Green for us. You have to bring us toughness. You have to be one of our best defenders. You have to be able to step out and hit that 3. Got to be able to rebound the basketball. All the stuff that Draymond Green does for the Golden State Warriors, that's what Kyle has to do for us.
Got to ask this question. A lot of hype surrounding what could have been this season in terms of, people that are here or aren't here.
Sure.
Tristan Jeffries, obviously, we're not going to sit here and pull punches about who or what we're talking about.
Sure.
Talk about his decision not to come here and how has that, or has it, affected anything that really is going on with the team at this point?
It's his decision. It's a decision that him and his parents made. They felt that playing elsewhere was in the best interest of him. And I'm a father now, and I got 3 of my own kids, and you always want to do as a parent what's in the best interest of your kid, and they felt that was it. Whether I agree or disagree doesn't really matter. I coach the guys that want to be a part of this basketball family. We had our tip-off dinner last night, and I told the parents and the kids that this boys' basketball family is unlike anything you've ever been a part of. And unfortunately for Tristan, he's not going to get to experience that. I wish him nothing but success at Hudson Catholic. Hopefully he does everything that he dreams to do, but it doesn't affect what we do at all, not even a little bit.
Anything or anyone that either we don't know very well yet that you say you're gonna know real fast, or anything that just gets you're like, I'm excited about this?
Our team chemistry, it sounds so coach talk, is really, really good. Getting back to that thing where the captains came in and they spoke, all 3 of them said there's not a selfish person on this team. And that everybody just wants to play together and have fun and win games. And not to say teams in the past have had selfish players, but that's just out of the mouth of babes, I guess, is what the captains are telling me. So that's exciting. And I know you and Mike, as you're there doing the games, like to comment on certain things. And I'll tell you this, because I told him this, not talking most valuable, but our most important player this year is Rohan, because he brings things to the court that nobody else can bring, which is he's 6'7", and when he puts those long arms up in the air, he's over 7 feet. So, if this person goes down or that person goes down, we can cover that up with a Band-Aid until they're healthy. But if Rohan goes down, that's a big piece that's missing right there in the middle with what we're trying to do offensively and defensively. And it was, actually good for us on Monday. He got knocked around pretty good by Plainfield, so he had to go to the doctors on Tuesday. So we went up and played a really good Westfield team in a scrimmage without him. And the guys played really, really well. Now, that was a good test. I don't want to put that to the actual test in a game this year, but Rohan's going to be very, very important for us.
So now, as I gotta ask it. Okay. Team goals. Where do we go this season?
You could probably just hit rewind from the last however many years. It's the same thing, I told the players this at tryouts. You come in to any season, and you want to win. You want to win. I feel like win or lose, the experience for these kids is going to be like nothing they've ever experienced before. Just being a part of this basketball family and all the stuff that we do, and the open door policy for the players to come in and out of the coach's room and hang out with us and open up with us. And the year started with my JV coach, Joe Bassford, who's a very, very close friend of both of ours, just opening up to the guys and talking about his struggles that he's been dealing with over the last 10, 12 years, and how powerful that talk was. You don't get that, man. You don't get that with a lot of programs or a lot of organizations, and it's just special what we have here. So with that being said, as far as on the court goals, they're always the same, man. We're going to try to win a conference. We're going to try to win a county. We're going to try to win a state title. And that's what we're always going to aspire to do for as long as I'm coaching here.
You came back with some substance. I say that.